Good morning, everyone. How are you today? And for those of you who have lost the days of the week, I believe it's Sunday today. Um, today, the theme of our cards is about releasing fear and bringing in that creativity, that inspiration that everyone of us needs to focus on right now so that we can get to where we want to be in life. I'm also at the end of this video going to be doing the draw for the deck of the Crazy Sexy Love Notes cards. So I have everyone's name in this box and I'll be drawing it at the end of the video. In regards to fear, there's two cards that came up this morning. The first is about vacuuming away fear. So this is about finding ways for us to deal with fear. Fear is often our perception of a situation. So when we pay a lot of attention to it, we get into patterns of overthinking. It escalates our fear and we get stuck in that cycle. So it's important for us to sit with our fear and understand that in this moment, we're safe. Figure out where that fear might be coming from. The card that came with that one when I was drawing cards was about breathing deeply. So being able to sit and take a few deep breaths is so important to bring us back into the present and into a state of calmness. I will read this one to you. Breathe big, let it all in. Expand your fabulous belly. Who cares if your jeans feel too tight? Here's an idea. Buy a roomier pair. Deep, full breaths invigorate you. They release sadness and allow ecstasy to flood in. Pause, inhale, a long, slow, big, delicious breath. Exhale. Remember, when the going gets tough, take a deep breath and trust that you are capable of greatness. Good morning, Carmen. How are you today? So that is when we're feeling anxious, when we're feeling fear, scared. It's about taking that moment and just taking a few deep breaths and bringing ourselves into a place of calmness. And then we can start working through that fear, figuring out where it's really coming from. The next cards all seem to flow together and very, very inspiring today. So I am open and receptive to all good. I deserve to live in an atmosphere of joy and acceptance. So today, have your focus on what can you do to bring an atmosphere of joy to where you are now. And the next few cards all fall into alignment with that. We're going to start with the home card. So with my goddess deck, home is creating that environment where we feel we can relax, where we feel joyful, where we just have this calmness. We can create beauty in our atmosphere. That will be my focus today, and resting still. But being able to have that home, one area that's ours, that we can feel calmness, we can feel relaxed in. When we start to work on that, we actually increase our happiness, our joy. The next card is really about our purpose in life. So our purpose is joy. So we need to be joyful in everything, in every day, in the things that we do, the things that we face. I'll read this card because I really like the message on it. The basis of your life is freedom. The purpose of your life is joy. You are free to choose new avenues for joy, and in your joyous growth, you will add to the experience of all that is. So this is about us working on ourselves, working on our lives. One thing I notice is when people come into our life and they might make us feel anxious or fearful, they're actually showing up to teach us about ourselves. Good morning, Denise. Yes, happy, happy, joy, joy, 100%. So these people show up to teach us things. When we're triggered by things, we need to really, instead of reacting in fear or in anger or whatever it is that's irking us, we need to take a look within and see where's that coming from. because we're holding on to something that we need to release. So that is where I talk about we own our response to things. We do 100%, and we are in control of that. So when we're being triggered, it's a reminder to look within. And as we start to release those things, we need to invite more joy into our lives. The next card that came up is Creative Spark. So we have time and opportunity to see what really brings us joy in life. It's about following our path and finding ourselves. And often when we're working on finding ourselves, we have to let go of a lot of stuff. So see what you can do to bring more creativity into your life, whether it's trying a new hobby, researching things online. What makes that creative spark start in you? And from that creative spark, and I can attest to this with my journey, my mom was a very gifted psychic, and she used to have dreams and visions that would come true. And she never believed in herself. She never had the courage to follow her path. And she struggled. She struggled with her mental health, with her emotional well-being, with her spirituality, because she could never feel like she fit in anywhere and didn't have the courage or the strength to pursue what her heart's desire was. And after she passed, it was actually then that I really started to evaluate my life and where I wanted to be. And of course, I remained stuck for several years, but realizing the joy I get in helping others and using my gifts and abilities to be able to help others on their path has given me freedom, it's given me joy, and brought so much happiness. So we each have gifts and abilities that we have been gifted and born with. We need to find those. We need to find ourselves. And in order to do that, we need to let go of things. So finding that creativity, finding what brings you joy, cleaning that home, they all help us to find ourselves. The next two cards are in my butterfly deck. The first one is You Are Stronger Than You Know. So understanding your strengths, what are they? And knowing that you need to believe in yourself. You teach people how to treat you. So knowing that you have this inner strength and you need to use it, you need to believe in yourself because you are capable of so much and you are worthy of being happy, of finding that joy in your life, finding that love. But it all starts with you and how you treat yourself. The next card that came up is now is an opportunity to evaluate your life. And one of the things that comes up for some of us is if we could do anything in the world with our lives, what would it be? And the card of self-employment comes up. How many of you have dreams that you've never pursued, either because you're caught up in the cycle and struggle of surviving, stuck in that 9-to-5 job? Maybe that hobby you have could be an employment opportunity for you. It's all about finding out what you're passionate about. And I don't believe there's anything wrong with working that 9-to-5 job if it's something that brings you joy. It's all about finding you and what you're passionate about. So be open to opportunities for self-employment. And that's where working on ourselves and finding what we're passionate about and finding what it is that that brings us joy, that leaves us feeling fulfilled. It's all about finding ourselves and then following that path. The last card I'm going to leave you with today is called Happy Ending. So this is about finding that happiness. So many of us set goals, and how many of you catch yourself saying, I'll be happy when? We need to stop that thought process. We need to be happy now. So it's about finding that happiness, and then the happiness flows. I see so many people stuck with what they're struggling with and trying to get through, and it's when I get through this, I'll be happy. Well, no, you need to be happy now, and you need to find that happiness. And you are the one that controls that with you. So do some soul searching. Really invite happiness into your life. So I'm going to leave those with you today. And now we're going to do the draw for the Crazy Sexy Love Notes. This deck is by Chris Carr. Good morning, Angela. And Chris Carr is also an author. She has a Facebook page. I really like her stuff. She does a lot of motivational speaking as well. She is a cancer survivor and is really about motivating and inspiring. So she's one of the people that inspires me. So the winner of the Crazy Sexy Love Notes deck is Judy Sider. So I don't know if you're watching, Judy. I don't see you on here, but I will reach out to you. Judy is a friend of mine from high school, so I haven't connected with her in a while, so it'll be nice to catch up. I'm just going to leave you with go out and find your inspiration today and have an inspired day. Thank you.